Are you ready to be that bitch? I'm like, of course you fucking are.
Hell
Welcome to the
yeah.
show with real stories from women who chose their highest vision and never looked back. That bitch didn't happen overnight, but she was quite literally always on her fucking way. Oh my God, you guys, welcome to another episode of the That Bitch podcast. I'm super excited to have the Emily Rose here herself. Emily Rose is a 20-year music industry veteran working with the biggest names. I mean, like the biggest musicians in all of the fucking world. She's now moving into a position which is the global head of AI in also one of the biggest fucking companies in the world. Simultaneously, she's also runs a boutique luxury hospitality business. But the crazy thing about this woman, her real passion and why she's been able to clearly be that fucking bitch is her obsession and understanding and passion for quantum mechanics and wealth energetics. And today we are going to dive into exactly the belief systems behind what has made Emily be fucking a literal like a killer across whatever industry she's in. She gets whatever the fuck she wants, and she is absolutely that bitch. Welcome, Emily, to the That Bitch podcast.
I'm so excited to be here. And I must say, you are also the queen of being that bitch. And so I'm just really excited for this conversation. And
Yes.
I love
Oh
you,
my God, me
as you
too.
know already.
I love you, Emily. I've known Emily for a hot minute. I attended her live event last year. It was
And
absolutely
spoke
killer.
at it. And spoke at
Yes.
it.
And spoke at it. And we will talk about that, I'm sure, at some point today as
Yep.
well. However, I want to do a deep dive into this. You guys, for all of my listeners, I was just telling Emily how typically I run these episodes, right? Like we interview the guests, we go through the that bitch moments that happen in life. And she's such a beautifully interesting creature that I love so much that I love picking her brain when I hear her talk about quantum mechanics belief systems and wealth energetics just in general. It genuinely unlocks something even deeper inside of myself. And so I actually asked Emily if we could have a deeper conversation about these belief systems that have supported her into, I mean, quite literally, you're scaling massive companies. You are really well known in the music artistry industry, if you will. And you're killing everything that you do. Like the belief that when we were just talking before this, you guys, she literally powerfully said, I get whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. It's the truth. I mean, in the most eloquent and spiritual way, that is absolutely the truth. And I think that's why when you were reading my bio and I'm like, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this, and then there's this, it actually is because of this deep rooted spiritual belief that it's like, if I see something I'm passionate about, I'm going to get it. And because I understand the quantum mechanics of what makes your universe turn round, so to speak. And I understand then that if you see something and you want it, it's there for a reason. You're going to get it. And so therefore it takes challenges off the map. Challenges aren't challenges anymore, right? When you have that deep spiritual understanding of how your world works. And so that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm in hospitality. Yes, I'm in coaching. Oh, and by the way, now I'm in AI, leading AI for one of the biggest companies in the world in the music industry. And I've worked with the biggest artists in the world for 20 years, my biggest passion, right? And I have a coaching business and I do live events. It's like, I don't want to hold myself back in this life. And so when I see something and I feel that obsession, which I know you're doing a program on right now, that obsession, right, that excitement, I'm like, that's it. That's my intuition. Go for it. There's no fucking turning around. Like I'm getting it. And so therefore my bio keeps getting longer.
Yeah. Of course, but like that to me, it's like obviously you're a multi-passionate woman. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a little ADHD. I don't know.
Little. Yes.
But also it's this aspect, like everything that you just said already. I'm like, oh, these are that bitch belief systems, regardless, right? Like you believe that it's like if it's whispered to you, if you see it, if you have that idea, that automatically it's already for you. It's already done, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And that's such a strong ass belief system. Okay, so this is okay. Actually, I feel like, have you always been super spiritually inclined, or was there a moment that like you dove into this understanding?
The 100%, there was a moment, right? So it wasn't actually until my early 20s when I became what I'd like to call a bougie hippie, which is now the name of my brand and empire I'm building, that I actually understood and it clicked what spirituality and manifestation actually mean. And that was in my early 20s. Up until then, I grew up poverty. I grew up extremely poor. I had a single immigrant mother, did the best that she could to put food on the table for my sister and I, but like, stretched thin, I didn't grow up with these beliefs at all. All I saw was life's hard. You do your best. You try to be a loving person, but in the end, you probably won't have much anyway. Like, hate to say it. That's that's a belief I think a lot of our parents had
Yeah.
that our generation is here to break now, right? I was just talking to Sarah on the podcast about how we're all the black sheep of the family, like the whole crew that we know. It's because we're here to actually break these long time generational cycles. So growing up, that's what I saw. I didn't know any of this, but it was like when I picked up, so in my early 20s, when I picked up The Secret, which is the gateway to many people's spiritual awakening, I
Yeah.
mean, it was like it turned my life inside out. And I'm one of those people who, when something clicks, I can just fucking get it. I can just go
Yeah.
after it, right? So I picked
Yeah.
it up and I became obsessed. And so from then on, I really started to understand how you can create your own damn universe, which is what I like to say in my brand, how you can create your reality, how you can get what you want. And it does have to do with quantum mechanics. And it has to do with this unshakable certainty that everything that is in your life is there for a reason. And so
Yeah.
none of your passions and none of what excites you are just there because you should be just kind of dawdling in them. You know, it's like, I truly believe you should be running full force and they're there for a reason.
100%.
But yeah, no, spirituality, it wasn't something I grew up with at all. But as soon as I learned, I remembered, right? You probably hear that a lot in the spiritual community, but it
Yeah.
actually is a remembrance because you are remembering that you are this limitless, powerful spiritual being who's lived hundreds of thousands of lifetimes, most likely here and on other planets. And you start to realize, oh my God, you were just getting into it.
I know. I'm like, I fucking love this.
I'm like, I can tell you all the planets that I've lived on. I can.
I love it.
But we're here to create as beings. We are the divine creators. And so that's what spirituality is about. When I learned that, I was like, boom, great. What do I want to create in this lifetime? Right.
And then it's like instant faith almost was unlocked for you, where it's
Yeah.
like, it's like so like my spiritual awakening, and I just did an episode on this not that long ago. So I know many of you, if you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to it. But it's like when I had my spiritual awakening, what happened to me for a long time is like, it was almost like my human, and this is how I talk about it, right?
Yeah.
It's like my human was very much trying to convince me that these belief systems couldn't be fucking real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And very much like this human element of me was like, but can we believe this? Can we believe that if it's in front of you, it's meant for you? Can we believe that? And it was like that questioning cycle where I was balking at it for so long until finally one day, I don't even know what happened, but eventually along the path, it was just like, no, this is so very fucking real.
Yeah.
This is so very fucking real. It's like this 3D world that we're in, this is the part that's not real.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. It's real. And it's like, so therefore, I mean, if you think of it like, we'll use the metaphor of we're living in a simulation, then what you see is actually being coded and programmed, right? And it's being coded and programmed not in your 3D. There's a lag between the 3D and what happens at the quantum mechanic in your quantum field. There's always going to be a lag. So basically what you're seeing in your 3D, it's a mirror of what you believe. And that is all it is. I will also say, and maybe this is for a different podcast, but like I actually grew up very conservative religious. And so there was a lot of religious programming instilled in me that actually I can't have this. I can't do this. I shouldn't do this. I should be submissive. I should want the normal life. I should want the white picket fence. I should want kids at 20, the typical religious programming. And I really had to deprogram, so to speak, that way of thinking to come to the realization of what it actually means to have the divine inside of you and spirituality in that sense.
I love that.
So,
I love that. Well, and also it's like, I also think it's like, I grew up too in like the church that we grew up in was a more strict variation of I grew up in a Lutheran, basically a Lutheran, but the sector of Lutheranism that we were in was the most strict sector, which is called the Missouri Synod. I grew up in that, and in the same breath, it was like, while it was super strict, it's like my family wasn't super religious, but I was indoctrinated at the same time. But in the same breath, like I also look at like the American dream. Yeah. The American dream conditioning too is so like, it's not just it's like societal condition period of this is who you need to be. This is how it looks. This is what it has to look like. And it's like breaking free from that is a that bitch move in and of itself. Yeah. Choosing your aligned path, regardless of what the fuck people are telling you should be doing or shouldn't be doing or whatever. That's a that bitch moment. But then in the same breath, it's like looking at it like this aspect of like quantum mechanics that we're talking about here in terms of like how the universe works, how energy actually works. For me, it's like now I mean, it's so fucking real in me. The reason why I
Hmm.
make money, and I'll say this online all the fucking time, and Emily, you know this, it's like I
Yeah.
make money because of my energy,
Yep.
right? Like
100%. Yeah.
that's it. So do you want to talk a little bit about your belief systems around that just in general?
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say this exact same thing for me. I make money online. I make money across all my businesses because of my energy and because of my belief system and because of my understanding of quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
But one thing I've been talking a lot about recently that I actually love diving into because I love going deep, 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 deep into quantum mechanics is the fact that essentially in our energetic quantum field, there are these patterns, they're loops basically, and they're fractals. And that actually is what makes up the entire universe, right? So it makes up like if you look at a fern and you look at the patterns in the fern, it's actually just an infinite repeating pattern of a fern. That's what a fractal is. It's a loop, right? It's a pattern that keeps repeating, keeps repeating, keeps repeating. That is what we are made up as well, right? That's what our energy is made up of. That is what our quantum field or our creator field is what you can also call it, is made up of, is of these repeating loops and patterns. And so a lot of people hate talking about money blocks these days because I think it's just the term has been so overused.
Yeah.
But all it is, any block, so to speak. It's just a repattern. It's just a pattern that you have programmed into your field that's repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating, right? And it'll continue to repeat. And it might not just be about money. You'll often realize that there's a same pattern underneath. For example, a lot of my clients that I work with, it's money and love because those are the two biggest focuses that our society really hones in on. And
Yeah.
what they don't realize, there's actually a similar fractal pattern running underneath both of their block, so to speak, when it comes to love and when it comes to money. And all it is it's this worthiness pattern, this worthiness fractal that they've patterned into their field, right?
Yeah.
And when you start to think about it like that, it starts to make sense because that's why you keep making these same type of decisions. It may be different scenarios or different circumstances, right? Like you might be like, oh, I am going on a first date with this guy and I'm so excited. But then you start to feel like you're not worthy. And so you start texting him a bunch and you start, and you're actually repelling. And you do the same thing actually with money, where you start to become obsessed with, oh my God, like looking at your Stripe account. Let's talk about coaches, looking at your Stripe account every 5 minutes. And actually it's coming from a place of like, am I even worthy to make this money? Is it even coming in? Do I even believe this? That's the same fractal pattern that's running underneath both of those circumstances and scenarios, right? And so you'll start to notice throughout your life that you'll have these patterns you programmed, and they actually don't change until you bring awareness to it. And what I like to say is you make a 1 degree different decision at the peak of the loop. Right? At the peak of like, you're about to make that fucking same decision you've made with every guy you've gone on a date with for the past 10 years. But you stop yourself because all of a sudden you're aware, oh, this is an actual mechanical pattern that is programmed into my field that is creating my reality. And we could talk about that for money as well. When you make that different decision at that moment, when you bring awareness to like where you're basically, you're at the top of the 100% about to repeat that loop and you're like, oh, wait, I see this now. What if I change my thinking? What if I don't text him? What if I just believe that there's going to be money in my account and not obsessively check it in the next 10 minutes, right? You start to see then you're actually starting to reprogram those patterns that are running in your field. And that actually changes timelines. That sets you on a different timeline immediately when you do that. Immediately. And it's a series of making those decisions, right?
Again and again. Oh yeah. I have people all the time. I love the way that you're articulating this. I have people all the time that will come to me and they're like, okay, well, I have whatever their pattern is. It's like a pattern of self-doubt, a pattern of, oh my God, can I say this thing online? A pattern of, can I hold this many people in a space? A pattern of whatever. And it's like all these undertones, these belief systems, this energy that's there. And it's like, they always ask, how do I repattern this? Like, how do I shift this? And I'm like, you have to move differently. You literally have to make a different decision. And that's how you shift your energy. And it's like the way that I say, it's like most people, how I look at it is like people are literally just like this. And it's like shift your energy by 5 degrees.
Literally, that's it. It's not that hard. It doesn't have to be a life-changing, like you're going to go on a sabbatical for a year and contemplate your life decision. I mean, that sounds nice, but it can be you're going to do something slightly different in the moment, and you do that over and over and over, and you're changing your patterns, right? So it is action. And I think also for some people, what I've come to realize, people are like dead set on it's somatics that does this. No, it's actually nervous system regulation. No, it's actually understanding quantum field. No, it's actually belief. I actually think everyone's frequencies are meant to resonate with those type of modalities differently. So for me, it's actually been studying the underlying mechanics of quantum physics and the quantum field and understanding how that creates our reality that has allowed me to easily change. Somatics hasn't been as big of a thing for me, but it's been life-changing for other people. So I think, you know what I mean? And so I would say, like, to people, I tell them all the time, I'm like, when you join wealth coding, I'm going to give you all the different modalities, tapping, nervous system regulation. We're going to have people that are certified in XYZ coming and really moving you through these repatternings around money. But in the end, it's not the same thing is going to work for everyone, right?
Totally.
Right. And some people, they don't even need to know the quantum mechanics. They just need the nervous system part, and then that will set them off. Right. So it really does depend what you resonate with.
And it's almost like your belief systems just in general, too. I actually just said this hilarious to your business partner, not that long ago, maybe yesterday.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation. I said something along the lines of like, no matter what it is, whatever you believe to be true, it is.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
So if you are somebody that's like, okay, like it's going to take me years to reprogram this. Okay, it's going to take you fucking years to reprogram this.
Yeah.
If you're somebody that actually believes that like you can shift overnight, like you can literally experience a different reality from the AM to the PM.
Yeah.
Which honestly, you guys, like actually this is a perfect fucking example. I don't know if you've seen this. Emily is in one of my core offers called the Femme Power Grid.
Hello.
And we've welcomed 8 new individuals into that space in the last 10 days.
Yes.
10 days, 8 brand new people, $48,000 in sales have come in thus far in quite literally the easiest fashion. Like Susie and I are literally like, oh my God, we are like money making machines. When our energy is on fucking point, it just flows, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I look at even this aspect, it's like, I say this to my clients all the time. It's like, do you actually believe that that amount of money can come in a week? Do you actually believe that there are that amount of people that are looking at you? Do you actually believe that you are perceived as like a leader in this regard? Do you actually believe like if you are not aligned with these belief systems, none of this is going to fucking happen to you because whatever you decide is whatever your perspective is what your reality is.
Yeah, 100%. And it's as simple as that. It is actually that simple. And people try to complicate it. And people are just, they're adding layers and layers of complexity and excuses to why something isn't working for them or why they believe a certain thing. When the reality is, if you would just change your belief, that is what is going to show up. It is that simple, right? And, there's of course shadow work that goes into that as well. And I know Susie is the master of shadow work. And by the way, between Kim and Susie, if you haven't joined FPG, I've been meaning to record a video for you guys, but holy shit, it is incredible. The level of women that are in there just blows my mind. The fact that you guys have 30-something people after 4 months, I'm like, magicians, fucking magicians. It's a level I haven't experienced of people that are in the space in any mastermind since I've been joining them in years. Right.
Yes.
It's very cool.
No, dude, thank you. Thank you. I completely echo Emily's sentiment. I literally think every fucking person on the planet should be an FPG.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like this undertone, again, it's like this belief system aspect of like, you know how you were talking about, it's like you were born from a single immigrant mom and that like having that experience. It's like, well, of course her life was a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Of course, she was having to navigate things that a lot of people don't have to navigate because she was an immigrant. She was a single mom. There were a lot of things that were going on there. Right. And it's like, we know this through epigenetics. We know this through the way that everything works. It's like you are literally coded with these belief systems. You are coded with this DNA, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys, everything is fucking malleable. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it sounds so cliche and it sounds so cringy, but it's like literally no, go fucking change your energy, change your fucking mindset, change your perspective, and your entire world is going to change.
Yep. 100%. Your DNA can change and it's scientifically proven, and your mindset and your energy changes it. What you believe changes it. Like there's that water experiment, I forgot, something Moto, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's amazing. And I play this during all of my programs. And basically it's this scientist who studied water molecules, and he put up different words, negative and positive words, and he studied what happened to the water, right? So he'd put up like hatred as a negative word, and then he'd put up joy as a positive word. He'd tape it to the sides of the water glasses, because water is living, by the way, as well, right? And when he actually then studied what happened to the molecules, the ones that had the negative words and therefore also the negative connotation with those words turned into disarray, disorganization, confusion, no patterns, right? The ones with just the positive words, like joy, turned into these beautiful snowflake looking crystals, crystalline water, right? And and same with music, by the way. He played different types of music, and the same thing happened. Like, if that doesn't show you, we are made up of mostly water. And if you think that words aren't actually impacting your DNA, we have a study right there that shows that it's actually changing water molecules just from taping words to the side of the jar. Like, it is so simple, and people just make it so complex. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, and that's where it's like, I feel like, one of my common phrases is like, if you want to be super successful in life, you've got to learn how to be in this world, but not be of this world.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like, you can't go away from being in this fucking meat suit, this human body.
Yeah.
Like, we are literally this thing. And in the same breath, it's like, raise your frequency to play outside of your energy, to play outside of your human, because your human is so fucking dense.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it carries all the fucking bullshit. It carries all the conditioning. It carries everything. And it's like, no. You literally got to raise yourself into a different energy, into a different frequency. Yeah. And when you start playing in that field, that it's like, again, you are in this world. And so, but you're playing up here, and that's altering your world. That's like my perception of it, or anyway. And it's that aspect, though, that it's like, your human will try to convince you so fucking hard that none of this is real. It will literally fucking convince you so hard that, like, this desk that I'm sitting at in my office right now, that like this is all there fucking is. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, there's fucking not.
But the desk isn't even, the desk is the thing that's not real, right? Like, it's, you know what I mean? It is so hard for our human brains to grasp 100%. I mean, like, I also think that people don't realize how much your frequency dictates your reality. A lot of people like to say, we hate that word. We hate the word frequency. What does it even mean? And it's like, it's actually just the energetic pattern, like we were talking about. It's made up of these fractal patterns that are in your quantum field that are actually creating your reality. And when you are elevating your frequency, like you said, when you're playing up here, you're actually then expanding what's in your reality. And that's all it is. And it's very scientific.
Yeah.
And yeah, our human bodies and our 3D nature, like, it's like we were designed and put on this planet to not remember for so long, so that when we finally come back to remembering how powerful we are, it's like, holy fucking shit, how impressed am I by convincing myself that like, I can't do anything I fucking want in this life. And so that's like, going back to being that bitch, that's the point I've gotten to in my life, where it's like, there is nothing I'm not going to be able to do. And that is a core belief, right? And so it starts to then shape how you might look at something that looks challenging versus how someone else might look at something. Someone else might look at something that's challenging and say, like me, for example, I've been searching for a boutique hotel for a year now, right? And I'm very particular about my markets. And I'm like, man, pickings are slim, but it's okay. I'm going to keep going. Like, I am so excited about it. It's not a challenge. Most people might have just been like, this is too hard. I'm just, you know what? I'm walking away, right? That's just a small example and a very 3D example. But I think that when you really do understand how quantum mechanics work and how your universe and your reality is created, then you start to realize, I can fucking make up whatever I want in this game, right? I can do whatever I want. So what do I want to do?
Well, that's like another perfect example with that is like, it's people specifically in business, right? At least in the online world that I work with right now, I get a lot of individuals who it's like, I'm like, do you actually, like, are you unstoppable? Are you so in this that no matter what happens, no matter if the next 3 months aren't what you expect them to be, or the next fucking year aren't what you expect them to be, that you're still so attached to this vision? Like, you're still so, nope, I'm not fucking letting this thing go because I am so certain it's going to come. I'm so fucking certain. I'm so convicted behind this. If you are not in that position, don't even fucking try the business.
100%.
Like, don't even go after the boutique hotel. Don't even do these things because you, of course, are going to be met with roadblocks.
Yes,
You, of course,
100%.
right? Like all of these things are going to happen, but that bitch is so certain with who she is and what she gets to experience,
Yep.
which is why I was like, I want these belief systems to come out of you, because it's this aspect of like, when that bitch is so locked in on who there's no other way that
Yep.
God sourced universe, there's no other way that that energy couldn't fucking come to you. You are the thing then.
Yep. 100%. And you do have to have that level of certainty, because you're going to face these moments of doubt. Of like, oh my God, this other person, they got a hotel already in Branson, Missouri, but I can't find mine in upstate New York. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Yeah.
and it's easy to convince yourself, oh, it's easier for them, or maybe I'm not meant for it. But if you know your belief patterns, you know how the universe works, then you're going to keep going no matter what. And you're going to find a way to stay excited about it and stay driven and like, and you know what? Be like, if I have to pivot locations, for example, sure,
Whatever.
I'll do that, whatever. But like, I am so excited and driven for this. And I know it's meant to be, because I know that I can create anything I want in my life, and I want this. Right.
Yes.
And so I think there's that 100%, that aspect of being like, how can I stay laser focused on my goals and know there might be ups and downs, but that's not going to change a fucking thing.
No.
Right. The only question is, do I actually want it? And it's okay if you don't. It's okay if you don't want it. It's okay if you have to pivot. People do that all the time across industries. But if you want something, there is absolutely no way you won't have it if you stick laser focused to what you want. Right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it's so interesting. It's like, you know how like there's a lot of people who will talk about, and I know Emily knows all of this, but I'm going to bring it up this way, because it's like, you know how there's so many people who talk about in the online space where it's like, I just like don't like, I want to sell passively. I want to like not work for it. Like I want to literally like have the soft girl life where I'm not like, and then all of a sudden they like demonize any execution, any work is like being hustle. Like you are now a hustler. And it's like, okay, why? Because I'm so fucking lit up and I'm so obsessed with what I'm doing that I have no problem pouring my heart and soul into said thing, because this is just who I am. Why do you think I have the results that I have? You're the same way.
You know, it's so funny. Once again, me and Annie were talking about this yesterday. It's like, we're just all, you know, my business partner is Annie, for those listening. Annie Whitney, she's amazing. And, you know, I was talking about, you know, in especially in the online space, I think the messaging of just like, oh, work a few hours a day, chill by the pool, make 6 figures, and that's the only life I want. And I'm like, that's not fucking big enough for me. I don't care if I have to work really hard across multiple industries to get what I want, because I want such a massive life. And it is not necessarily right now the work 3 hours a day, chill by the pool, voila, life. You know what I mean? Yep. And so I think a lot of people misinterpret hustle and the word hustle, right, with action.
Totally.
Like action towards what you want. And like maybe the life you want is just working 3 hours a day, staying home with the kids and, you know, making 6 figures. And that's amazing if that's for you, but it's not for everyone. And there are some people that know that you have to hustle, but hustle means alignment and aligned action in order to live a really fucking massively big life.
Yeah, well, and it's like I know you're the same way as me, but it's like I look at it as, I call it easy hard work. I am honestly working hard all the fucking time. Like none of what you do. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, like Emily is quite literally traveling the fucking globe every fucking month. She is literally like, in 1 minute, I'm like, oh my God, she's in like fucking Japan. And then the next minute she's like, I'm in Paris. And then she's in New York. Then she's in Seattle. Then she's like going again to Europe. Like she's literally all over the place while running her online business, while also searching for this hotel and growing this whole boutique luxury hospitality line within your, like within what you're doing. It's like you're holding all of this, and somebody somewhere would quite literally be like, oh my God, that's too fucking much.
Everyone.
But it's like, literally. But it's like, no, it's like when you are this lit up by something, when you are so passion filled, none of this actually feels like work, even though I am working.
Yes, 100%. That is what I tell people, because people say this all the fucking time to me. Oh, your life is insane. I could never do that. Aren't you always working? How do you have time for anything? And I'm like, don't you realize that the industries I'm in are play for me? They're all fun. They're all massive. They're all my passions. So yes, while I may be like hopping from a corporate call with a big musician, by the way, brainstorming something with like Thursday Night Football, and then hopping to a coaching call after, and then like flying to Paris to do a speech. Like, I fucking love it all. I love it all. And it doesn't feel like hard work, right? And so I think that's the thing. It's like if you can build your life around what you truly want and desire, none of it's going to feel like work.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And I think, you know, I think people also hate on corporate all the time for this reason. And it's like, I'm like, I fucking love my corporate job, like love it to a T. Now, will I be in there forever? I don't know. I think eventually my other businesses it just might not make sense, you know, financially
to carry on.
Like, have my time tied up there. But right now I love it. Love it. Like I work with the biggest artists in the world. I fly around the world to every fucking city that I want. Like every single month, I have massive speaking opportunities. I get paid stupidly well. I can pivot into whatever role I want. Like I just wrote my own role for this head of AI role. I was like, I'm fucking passionate about it. By the way, I learned everything I know about AI literally 8 months ago, but I studied the hell out of it, became more advanced than anyone within my company and most people I know outside of my company, and then wrote myself the role in the team and got it approved. And it's like easy peasy, easy fucking peasy. Like I love it. Right.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to stay in it a little bit longer than other people who think, oh my God, I can't stay in corporate. Cause it's like, no, I found a fucking corporate job that is like play for me and pays really well and gives me so much freedom. Right. It's like,
That's an interesting concept though, that you're bringing forward too. Cause Susie and I talk about this all the time, which you guys, I am going to have Susie on the podcast one of these days. She's coming, I promise. But like Susie and I talk about this all the time about how when we are in the energy of play,
yes,
where it's like, let's play with how much money we can make. Let's play with how easy this could be. Let's play with how we want to sell it. Let's play with what we want to launch. Like, let's just play. Let's just have fun. Don't make it too serious. Don't make it. We make so much fucking money every single fucking time. There is a direct correlation with that versus people. Like, I will see so many people like, you know how like people are just like super heady sometimes. And I'm like, oh my God, get the fuck out of your head, man. Like, none of this has to be super logical. Again, like yesterday, I love this. Yesterday, I blew Susie's mind. It was very fun. We had all of these people joining FPG, and then she was like, I honestly want at least like 2 more people to come in, you know, before the end of the week. I was like, oh, me too. You know, like honestly, I'd take 10 more fucking people because we're scaling this thing to the moon, right? But quite literally, I was like, but we'll see, you know, what happens. Literally within 10 minutes, I had somebody message me that was like, hey, can you give me details for FPG? Oh my God. I literally said, here's the details. All she wanted to know was what days and times were the calls because she's a really jam-packed schedule, kind of like you. Yeah. And so I said Tuesdays at 9 a.m. Central, and she immediately was like, okay, cool. Sign me up, and can I pay in full?
That's amazing.
And literally within like 10 minutes later, because we were just like, it would be fun to have a couple more people jump in. It would be fun to have this happen. All of a sudden we had a $5,500 pay in full that just came in like literally 10 minutes later. And when I messaged her, Susie was like, who is this person? And I was like, and she's probably going to listen to this episode. You know who you are. She listens to all my podcast episodes. I was like, I met her at an event a year ago and have not talked to her since.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Right? And so it's like the magic of being so open to potentiality and possibility and like letting money come to you, letting whatever the fuck you want come to you and whatever the way it's meant to come to you, and not necessarily needing to dictate exactly what it looks like. I don't give a flying fuck how 10 more people are going to find me today. I don't care if it's from the singular post or if it's a referral or if whatever it is. I'm just open to it all.
Yeah. And it is that energy of play. It really is. When you think about it, the energy that you need to be in is the energy that you already have it. Would you be stressing about 10 more people joining if you already had it? No, you'd be like, holy shit, this is so fun. Like, how much more can we do? How much more creative can we do? How much more can we play? That's the money. That's the energy that money responds to. Because in the end, money equals potentiality, opportunity, play, travel, all the things that everyone wants to do. So get into that energy now, and then money will easily come, right? That really is what it is. And we're so aligned because I also talk about the energy of play a lot. And I'm a very very successful businesswoman, but I am playful as fuck. And I actually think it's the key to my success.
Yes, you are. Yes.
I'm like, can I be serious for once? No, I can't.
No,
I can't do it. But but you know, it's the energy of play that I've had across every part of my life. And I was actually on a podcast last week with this girl who, like, I've talked to once. She reached out to me. We were in a mastermind together a year ago. And she's like, I have been watching how you bring your husband in your life, and you share so much about your relationship. and your businesses that you have together, and you just are obsessed with each other. And she's like, I want to record a podcast with you about that. And I was like, fuck yes, sign me up. Like, my favorite thing to talk about, 100%. So anyway, the end point is, the last question she asked me last week, she goes, if you could give the audience one tip about one word, the energy that you need to be in to have a successful relationship like you and Brian have had, what would it be? And I said, play. You have to stay in the energy of play forever. Forever. Yes, my husband and I are business partners, and we both have very busy executive corporate jobs. We both travel all the time. We have properties in the US, throughout the US, and in Belize. And guess what we do? Everything is play. Everything is fun. Everything is just joy. And that's kept our relationship so alive and allows us to like have this compounding effect energetically of anything we want to do in the 3D world that we want to put our hands on, that we want to build, because it's all in the energy of play. So that was actually my recommendation to her audience, was like, stay in the energy of play, whether it's money, whether it's relationship, like that is going to get you so far.
That literally, I fucking love that because that's exactly what it is. And it's like, you guys, I could, because you know me, Emily knows this, I'm wildly intuitive. So I already know that some of you are listening to this conversation balking at it, because our society has 100% gone down the path that is very much like, well, maybe Emily was born on like third base. Maybe Emily had more under her belt. Maybe she had a better education. Maybe she had a better this. She was handed all of this. This is what and what I try to showcase in this podcast time and time again, and why I know it's like terrible. It's like, yes, Emily, I know that your childhood in theory was not like the greatest, right? Like broke bitch, just barely getting by. I don't wish that upon anybody, but in the same breath, I love being this shining example of like, okay, no, like she didn't start on fucking third base, right? Like, I did not start on third fucking base. Like, you did not have these belief systems. If anything, you had the exact opposite. You were experiencing that again and again, and it was a cycle and it was a pattern, and you were seeing it everywhere. I guarantee that there was a season in your life where you were hanging out with people who also echoed that same sentiment, who believed those same belief systems.
Yes.
And it's you had to become that bitch that entered a different world, entered a different reality, chose to believe something different. And it's like, this is what's available to every fucking person on this planet. But most people just won't choose it.
Exactly. Most people won't choose it. That's a good way to say it. It's like, it's a choice. It is a choice. It's a choice. It's a daily choice too. It's a moment by moment choice to believe this, to have faith, to have unshakable certainty. And then the more you do that, the more you actually get evidence, which then affirms your beliefs, right? Like, but it has to start with a belief. Like when I picked up The Secret in my 20s, right? And I started doing hot yoga, and all of a sudden I just became a huge fucking hippie. And I was like, for a moment, I was like, I don't know, do I believe this? Is it how it works? And I chose to believe it. And I shit you not, within 6 months, I went from bartending day and night, multiple jobs, being kicked out of college for defaulted student loans, to getting my dream job in the music industry, which is a very fucking hard industry to get into. You have to know someone. And it was like someone literally fell out of the sky at a festival and brought me backstage, and I saw what was possible after. And from that on, that was the evidence that, like, holy shit, I had been reading about this energetic quantum mechanics for like 6 months now. And now all of a sudden I am seeing what's possible for me. And now I'm taking the action to run full speed ahead. Right. And that all happened in 6 months. That went from me being like, you know, we talked about like very poor, kicked out of school, not having any money to pay for it. So having to take out student loans, not being able to pay for those, bartending just to get by, to like picking up a book, realizing how reality actually works, and landing my dream career 6 months later. Like it's fucking real.
It's so, like, I'm the type of person, and you guys, this is what you need to be. Emily's going to echo the sentiment, but it's like, you literally couldn't convince me that this shit wasn't real.
Yeah.
You couldn't fucking convince me.
100%.
I mean, I've had, and I know that you've had the same thing, but it's like between psychedelic journeys and like seeing, I'm that bitch. And I think, of course I'm that bitch, but it's like, you know how they always say it? It's like, don't look at yourself in the mirror when you're on a psychedelic journey. I literally am like, I will stare at myself for 3 fucking hours and see all the timelines and all the fucking sacred geometry all over my skin and recognize the patterns. Amazing. Yes, you bet your ass I'm going to do that, you know? But it's like between those experiences, period, it's like you couldn't convince me. And then it's like, I don't know if I ever told this story on this podcast or not, but I will tell this story because you will fucking love this. You will literally fucking love this. My best friend and I, before this brand, her and I were spiritual life coaches together. We opened up a brand. That's what we did together. She was my first business partner. We did the whole thing. And we were so energetically close. Like, I'm sure you're the same way with Brian. Like Joe, my husband and I will literally be sitting somewhere and I'll say the thing that he's thinking in his head. And he's like, the fuck, get out of my head. I'm like, we're on the same wavelength. Like there's nothing I can do, you know? But I was the same way, and I am the same way with my best friend. And literally I woke up and I had this random ass dream about seeing a black dog called Trauma in front of my husband's childhood home. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, I woke up, I voice noted my best friend, and I was like, I just had the weirdest fucking dream. I'm analyzing it right now. This is so crazy, da-da-da-da, whatever. She goes out for a walk 15 minutes later, literally in a forest preserve, and she hears a woman yelling, Trauma!
What?
Trauma!
Oh, I got just chills.
Literally, she sat there and was like, I got so fucking scared because I was like, you just told me the story. And she's like, and all of a sudden I see a fucking black dog without a leash on walking towards me. And this woman comes up and she goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. We call him Trauma because he's a therapy dog that goes into like hospitals. So we just call him Trauma or whatever. She was like, I just couldn't find him, whatever. And then they walked off. And she immediately called me and she's like, tell me that fucking energy isn't real. You literally just dropped that in my field and it fucking came into my reality 10 minutes later.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. And you're psychic. But, you know, beyond that, like energy is 100% real. And there's a veil if you start to really get deep in this work. As you know, you were a spiritual life coach and you believe all of this and we're the same. But basically, it's like, when you start to actually understand how energy works and you actually open yourself up to seeing beyond the veil, you do start to have those type of premonitions. I always like to say, like, everyone's psychic. It's how much you actually are willing to believe it, to open your third eye, so to speak, to see beyond the veil, and then to also believe what you're seeing. A lot of people could have woken up and been like, oh, that was a weird dream, whatever, moving on, never told your best friend, never got that confirmation. But you're like, I don't know why I have to tell you this. I saw this in my dream. And then, of course, that's confirmation for both of you, how powerful you are, and also synchronicities and that you're on the right path, right? And it's just so many people miss that, right? So many people miss that because they don't believe what their intuition is telling them. And you don't know how magical you fucking are. You don't know. And so you miss out on those moments unless you're open to it. I'm going through a mediumship certification right now.
Oh my God, of course you are. Of course you are.
Yeah, I don't even know why. I'm like, I don't want to be a medium necessarily, but I really, really want to go deep into energetics and spirituality and, you know, beyond the veil. And my God, the shit that I'm learning is so fucking cool. And it's like, and it's an example. Most people wouldn't just join a mediumship certification without even wanting to be a medium. But I'm like, no, because I want to go so deep into the other side of the veil that, like, I don't even know what to expect tomorrow. You know what I mean? Right. And it has been mind blowing what I've learned. Some of this,
of course, a fucking course, like
so cool.
So you guys, I just want you to hear this. It's like everything that Emily's talking about. You heard her. She went from broke bitch, couldn't pay her bills, bartending 6 months later to landing her fucking dream job, to literally opening up. I mean, I remember, oh my God, we should tell that story. Literally, Emily did a power hour with me, like a fucking year and a half ago? This one. This is perfect, right? Like Emily did a power hour with me like a year and a half ago, and we were having this conversation, and I just eventually said to her, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it feels like you are literally trying to build something like as big as Goop. And immediately you were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That was insane. That was insane. Yeah. So I had always said to myself, so my brand is called Bougie Hippie. And what I really want it to be is not just a coaching brand. It's going to be this empire that's like a lifestyle, luxury, you know, boutique hotels, retreats, events. Yes, coaching's part of it. But really, I want it to be like the Goop of the coaching and energetic world, I guess you could say, and real estate world. Yep. And I always said that to myself. I was like, I kind of want to build Goop, but I'm not necessarily selling products. That's just the vibe. It's Goop. And I had told no one that. I finally had told my PR mentor, I want to say it was like that morning before we talked. And like we'd never even talked before.
No,
I don't even think we'd even really exchanged like a message
nothing.
on Instagram.
Yes.
And you just came forward within the first 30 minutes of like, I feel like you're just trying to build goop. And I like rolled on the floor. I swear to God, I like threw my phone across the room and I was like, who is this woman? I was like, you were so psychic. That is like my favorite memory of you forever because it was so fucking incredible and also such a testament to like why you're so good at what you do. And I
Yeah.
think so much of it is you actually can tap into your intuitive and psychic powers, but also
Totally.
combined with like your identity genie that you are. Like this is why your clients get insane results. But yeah, it was so fucking cool. And I was like, oh, Kim and I are gonna get along. Yeah.
Literally. We've been like fucking besties since. But like that's that aspect where it's like things like that. That's where I say it's like that bitch. Literally, you
Yeah.
couldn't shake her belief systems if you tried. You could
Yeah.
never fucking convince me that energy and manifestation is not real. Like
Yeah.
honestly, if you don't believe that, I actually think you're kind of fucking stupid at this
Yeah,
point. You know?
totally. And I find it feel sad. Like when people fight back, I'm like, look, first of all, this isn't healthy for my energy to fight back about
Right.
what I know to be true. But also, like, I do feel bad because you are missing out on how big your life could be, not
Yes.
understanding how much power you actually have. Right?
Yes.
Like how big you are, how you're like, you were magical. We're fucking magical. That's the truth of it.
Yes.
We are all magical witches. And so many
Yeah.
people don't fucking realize that. I'm like,
Yeah.
we are magical. And I'm not saying that as a metaphor. I'm saying that as fucking magic is real.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
science, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Literally, come on. And so it's like, you guys, I just want you to see this before we go to the That Bitch File section here. I want you to see really, truly like the empowered belief systems that bitch has, not just about herself, which has been a lot of what the previous guests that we've had. It's like the belief systems and like the that bitch moments that they've had. But it's like what Emily's talking about here is like not just having the power in yourself, but it's this power and this faith that actually this is how the world works.
Yeah.
Your worldview literally either makes you that bitch or it makes you a broke bitch.
Mhm.
There's no in between. You have to choose the one that's going to align with what you actually want. And Emily has done that so beautifully in her life. It teaches people how to do that. All of the things. So like literally just take this fucking in. But Emily, I'm going to go right into That Bitch Files now, which is 4 questions. I'm just going to shoot them at you. The first thing that comes through your consciousness, just go ahead and drop the answer. It's
All
fine.
right.
Don't think too much.
Let's see.
Okay. So the first question is what is one belief that you had to delete or eradicate to fully become her, this version of you, that bitch right now?
Yeah. I would say so. I had a lot of insecurities growing up. I had a lot of insecurities when it comes to love and worthiness with men. I didn't see that, raised by a single mother. I had a lot of insecurities when it came to money and worthiness, and I was a very insecure child. That has completely shifted into I let all of my quirks fly at this point. And the more and more I put my quirks out there, the more and more I feel like I'm the most confident person in the room. And people comment on that all the time. They're like, you're so confident. How are you so confident? And I'm like, because I was so not confident as a kid. And when I realized once again how my reality works, who I am, that I am this powerful, magical fucking human being, and like my quirks are my quirks for a reason, I now expand my quirks. Right. And I just don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. And that makes me the most confident person in the room. But this is also like a little bit layered when it comes to confidence that you don't have to be born with confidence. You don't.
Totally.
You can build it. But it goes hand in hand with this identity and these beliefs we're talking about of like being that bitch, realizing that you are a magical human being, realizing how powerful you are, and realizing like you're fucking cool. Your quirks make you cool, right? And starting to just I don't know. I guess moving through visibility wounds was something I really had to drop. But I built confidence over the years. I would say 25 on, it was like a rocket ship of just like knowing exactly what I want and who I am. And the more I know what I want, the more I know who I am, the more confident I get. So now I'm just like fucking, I can walk into any room. I mean, honestly.
I love her. Yes, I love it. You know me. I love a fucking woman who's so secure and so confident. I literally am like, you're magnetic. Can I get next to you? You're contagious. You know, like I will literally pay a magnetic woman just because of that, Yeah.
Well, and you're the same, most confident woman in the room, 100%.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. What is one standard that actually made you money?
Ooh, one standard that actually made me money. Man, so many of these are going to go back to the same belief. honestly,
Yep.
which is my one standard that actually made me money is not thinking that anything was too big for me. Is like having unfucking reasonable goals, but they're totally reasonable to me. I'm like, why
Yep.
would that be unreasonable? Like, that's fucking reasonable. Like, of course I'm going to hit 7 figures in a year in the first of my real estate business, right? First year
Yep.
of my real estate business, 7 fucking figures. Of course, that's easy. Like, why wouldn't I? Of course I'm going to get a job in the music industry in 6 months. All of it feels like a fucking of course. And I
Yep.
think because I have this belief about how the world works and what I can accomplish, like it truly is like nothing's too big. And I also know I'm going to reach all these goals and I'm going to want 10 more, 10x more, right? Like
Yep.
like human evolution is this continuous evolution. Human growth is this continuous evolution of like reaching for a goal, accomplishing it, and then wanting to grow even more. And that's normal. And so it means that like, I mean, you may have dreams to be a billionaire one day, and you probably will be. I don't have dreams to be a billionaire, but I guarantee you all the billionaires, that wasn't a big deal for them, right? That wasn't a
Totally.
challenge because nothing seems insurmountable to them. And so that attitude, that belief will make you a lot of money in whatever the fuck you want to do. Like it is so easy to make money. It is so fucking easy to make money. There is a million ways to make money.
A million
Most
ways.
ridiculous ways to make money,
Yes.
especially in the online world now. I mean, it's insane. And so like just understanding that nothing is too big and you can get whatever you want, you're always going to want more. That's going to make you money. Right.
Well, and isn't that like that whole, like some people are like, oh, they're chasing something that's got like an endless hole in them. I'm like, no, you don't fucking get it. I look at it as like, this is self-actualization happening in real time.
Exactly. Yes. We're here to grow. Our soul is here to expand. Right. And so we're here to learn these lessons. And the more and more that we learn these lessons, there's going to be new lessons that are popping up. Right. And I think that money is just part of that because, again, money is just an energy. And like more money, I don't need to say this because everyone understands this now. I would hope within the spiritual community that more money in the hands of good people, the better the world's going to be. I say the same thing about AI. More people who understand AI that are good people, the world is going to drastically improve, right? And so it's really important to get comfortable with money and also get comfortable with the fact that like you're always going to probably want more, and it's part of human evolution and growth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. What is one rule that you would teach your younger self now, knowing now what you know?
Oh man, one rule I would teach my younger self. That's a good
Or a lesson, like a rule or a lesson.
Okay. A rule or a lesson. I would say my younger self would be don't wait so long to move. It's something that I've mastered now is moving very quickly. Like we just talked about the AI role. I mean, learned AI, became advanced. Now I'm leading an entire global team, right? Like that took 8 months. That's insane. I move.
Oh my God, but hold on. Like, think about that. It's like, think about how like so many people have to go to college and they're like, okay, like, it's like, I got to qualify myself for 6 months or for 6 years before I can, no, like, or you just get fucking obsessed and you learn everything you fucking learn and you can have it today.
100%. 100%. I mean, it's insane. I shocked myself with this one. I was like, fuck, I'm getting good. Like the gap. The gap between what I see and what I want, it is like nearly non-existent at this point. But like, it's okay. Moving quickly. When I was younger, I didn't move quickly. I waited. I had massive, analysis paralysis. I moved slowly. I doubted myself. I questioned everything. I don't do that anymore. I move. Like I see something, I move. There's rarely a gap in how quickly I do that. And I think that would be the biggest lesson I would teach my younger self if I could. That took me a bit to learn.
Yep. I love it. All right. This is the last one. This is my favorite one. So it's just finishing the sentence. Okay. So the sentence is, you know, you're that bitch when?
You get everything you fucking want.
Yes, bitch.
I mean, that's what we started the show with, and I'll leave it there.
Yes. No, exactly. Oh my God, Emily, this has been so fantastic. I cannot even. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
for
you.
all of my listeners who I know damn well are going to want to connect with you, where can they find you?
You can find me at the Bold Bougie Hippie on Instagram. And that is probably where I will connect with the majority of you. And I love to meet new people. So just send me a DM, say what's up. Let's get to know each other. I would love it.
And just because we will put all of this in the show notes, we're also going to link this. Emily also has an upcoming in-person event in February, right?
Yes. Yes. In February. Yes. Yeah. 2027. Yep.
Called, do you want to do a shameless plug for this? Because you guys, I will be there. Of course I'll be there. I fucking love these events. So yes, talk to me about it.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. So this is my business partner, Annie Whitney, that I was mentioning earlier. This is our year 2 of putting on this event. It's called Crystal Codes Live. It is in Santa Fe. It is at the bougiest fucking hotel. I mean, my God, one of the bougiest hotels in the entire US. I'm talking horseback riding. I'm talking wine by the fire. I'm talking spa. I'm talking farm to table. I'm talking never have to leave the resort. Be surrounded by amazing women. The event is 2 days. And the first day is all going to be wealth coding and manifestation and identity work. The second day, which is what Annie is truly an expert at, is building your brand, is understanding what makes you an anomaly, is understanding how you can build a business around your life and how you can make money doing that. And so we really looked around at a lot of events. We've all been to a lot of events together. I've been to a couple with Kim. I've been to a couple with Annie, and we've been to a lot collectively. And we felt like it's either you get strategy or you get energy, and you don't get both. And so this event is truly the merging of the two. We fucking love it. We sold it out last year. And I told Annie like 2 months ago, I was like, we need a bigger room. Like that room we were in, I mean, beautiful hotel last year, but it was not big enough. We need to get a bigger room. We need to get a bigger hotel. So, I think we have like 10 plus people. We have not even sent around a link that are like, I'm going.
I know. I've literally said to them, I'm like, bitches, give me the fucking link. I'm in,
Yeah. Oh my God. Cool sauna. And I led with like the experience too, because yes, we're going to learn a lot, but like, both Annie and I are very focused on experience, community, 5-star everything. So when I say this is probably going to be the most 5-star event you will ever have experienced, like I'm not fucking kidding. It's going to be incredible. And I'm so excited.
I'm like, join us, please.
And go in the sauna. Yeah. Yeah. It's so that's it.
So good. So I will have you guys, I'll have all of this information in the show notes. You can, I'm sure by this point, we'll even link their other Instagram account, which is just called Crystal Codes Live, right?
Yeah. We just launched that last week. Yeah.
Amazing. So we'll link both of those accounts. We will also put a fucking link for the ticket here in the show notes as well. If you are interested in joining us and having that experience, I'm telling you, I've gone, highly recommend, would refer everybody to go. And this last year was fantastic. But when Annie was telling me about like the bouginess upgrade, I was like, okay. Yeah. Twist my arm, would you?
I know, right? I know. We're all at the core, we're all a bunch of bougie bitches. And that's what it comes down to, who love to get real spiritual and deep. And so it's going to be
fun. It. Emily, thank you so much for joining us on this episode. This is so fantastic. I cannot wait to obviously continue to talk to you and connect with you. You're an absolute gem of a human. And for everybody, thank you so much for listening to the That Bitch podcast. We will be back live next week for another episode. Until then, have a kick-ass fucking week. Go slay the game, make some fucking money, be a bad bitch. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.